fun begins.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Through the Wire. May the 4th be with you. May the Force be with you, because this week is Star Wars week in Wheeling, West Virginia. Of course, my partners in crime are in Wheeling, and I'm still stuck here in Jacksonville. You got Jeff. And
I'm good, man. How are you?
Living the high life, living unscheduled. So, doing good. What about you, Jeff?
Just hanging out, man, having a good time, getting ready for this week. I'm excited for Star Wars week, man. I mean, it's one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
This is where the fun begins.
Okay, we're going to have a lot of Star Wars puns in here because I'm a Star Wars geek, so my apologies. So, victorious 3-0 on the season. How was the road trip, Coach? Positives, negatives, and hopefully you don't bash facilities as much this week, but how did everything go?
Yep, so the main positive is that got to see my man Steeples.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's old school AFL, like when AFL was real AFL. So, it was cool to see him doing what he's been doing. He's been with that team. He's been with that team for quite a few years now. Doing his thing, and so it was cool to see what he had going on. I wasn't too much of a fan of the venue we played in, but when you're in the league that we're in, that's what we get. So that's why we're trying to build what we're building and prepare and show the guys with the way things are supposed to be. So when we get there, it's not new. So there's a lot of different things, but for right now, this is what we got, and we're not going around tooting ourselves saying we're this or that. We know where we're at, and we've been saying that from the get-go. So don't get mad at us because our players are taken care of and doing the things that we're supposed to do, for our guys. So we're not like the other teams, but we are because we're in the same league as them. So it's like I tell the players all the time. You want to be in the NFL? Well, this is your NFL right now. So no matter where I'm at, everyone says that to their guys because doesn't matter where you've been or what you've done. This is where you're at now. So you got to make the most of it until that opportunity comes. But it was a good trip, safe. Everyone was healthy. Nice trip there. Got everything squared away. Good time with the guys. So it was a good time.
Well, let's look at the final score of last week's game. It's 30-10 victory over the Maryland Eagles. If I'm correct, there are two Maryland teams. You're hosting the Maryland Warriors this weekend in Wheeling. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay. Also, we look at the standings. We are in first place at 3-0. The Philadelphia Soul are there at second place at 2-0. And the Peach State Cats could be another team here pretty soon. In third place, and Waco at number 4. Yes, you did hear me say that correctly, that the Philadelphia Soul were in second place in the AAL2, because apparently they're an AAL team, an AFL team. Coach?
Yeah. I mean, that's the consensus out there. Their head coach, owner, became the head coach of the Philadelphia Soul. And quite a bit of their players went. I think a few times they came on and tried to say that they didn't, but there was like 6 or so. There was only a handful of original players that were supposed to be with the Soul that went. Now, why they went or what made them go, I don't know. But there was a few guys that went. I know one of our guys that's played for us, Deshaun Johnson, he played for us our first game. He was supposed to play, and he didn't go. He wasn't going to mess around with that stuff. So, people don't. So when we say what we say about certain things across the board about everything, we're not just taking stuff out of the sky and say this sounds good. Let's say this. we know a lot of the people that's involved with stuff. So we have a lot of information that other people might not have or be aware of because they're oblivious and they don't know, anything. All they see is the 3 letters and they feel like that's it for them. And it's not even. It's tough. It's tough because you want to just like lay it down on somebody and let them know like the deal, but that's not our place to tell them where they can or shouldn't go.
Yeah.
Sometimes people got to find out themselves. All them players at the Soul Find, and one of my friends was coaching there that I know. One of the coaches, 2 guys, and 1 former players, and they're not there. So what's that take? Obviously people were told certain things, and it sounds great. Don't get me wrong. From a player standpoint, to know that they're going to make anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500, whatever the pay is, base pay for a player, why would you not go? That's tough to see. You got to be able to see through the weeds, so to speak, to see what's going on, to just to understand. And people don't, and they find out the hard way. It sucks because there's a lot of guys that I know that you want to tell them certain things, but sometimes they got to figure it out on their own, and it sucks because when people are in a bad spot, they're always looking for somewhere to go, and it's hard to. How can I justify, or anyone justify, sitting down someone for someone to come back from those leagues, from that league, that knew very well from the get-go that it wasn't going to, they weren't going to be what they said. Mm-hmm. You're going to sit down one of your guys that trusted you and stuck it out with you for someone that was chasing something. That's tough. I know. I got into it with some of the players. I think it was a player for the other team, but for the Falcons team. I don't know who he was associated with, but it wasn't really an argument from my end. I was just stating facts. I can't help that. It's kind of funny, when people get mad and then they just start saying stuff that they don't know what they're talking about. So, you could call NFL Network people and they're like, who? What are we talking about here? It's like, who do you believe, right? Mm-hmm. That's what it comes down to. What's facts and what's trash, right? That's hard to distinguish because some of it looks the same.
Well, I've always said this. In this community, the industry, whatever league you're in, someone else in another league will know what's going on within a day. People talk. It's like you can't file NDAs on a lot of teams because they have assets that will talk to other individuals, and it just boggles my mind. You've been in the industry for many years as a coach. I've been covering it for 3 years, and it boggles my mind that we have podcasts and other shows out there blaming attacking other leagues while their league is completely falling apart from the inside, but they act a blind eye to it. And I get irritated because, I operate this network, operate this show, help you out, give you guys a signing book because I know what your future is in Willing. Hopefully we have a future rivalry between you and Jacksonville here in a couple of years, hopefully. Because we like to get some wins because we don't have any wins right now, but I digress. But
so you're saying that it'd be an easy win for Jacksonville?
I heard. Oh, you're gonna put words in my mouth. I got to find some hope.
Keep the receipts, Jeff. Keep the receipts. We've already gone down this rabbit hole.
But I just wanted to say it's like poetic justice each and every day, honestly. Like covering this industry, like every other day, there's something new. Now there are some organizations out there that bust their behind every single day to put product on the field,
like Albany.
Perfect.
Albany's going to do it right.
If anyone from Albany is watching right now, you guys did a kick-ass job. The whole operation.
It just sucks for some of the other teams.
Nashville
make
looked
it
good
look bad.
Nashville looked good. Orlando looked good. Yes.
Yeah.
The rest.
And when you go to Orlando, when they have their home game in Orlando, it's just going to look phenomenal as well. I mean, those teams are going to do it. There's no issues with any of the teams that know what they're doing and putting together the good product because they're last time I checked, they used to be in the AFL. So a lot of those people know some of the stuff that's going on. You know what I mean? So like not so much their ownership in Orlando, but the coach, he was an AFL player. So he knows what it's supposed to be and how it's supposed to look and put everything together and all that. Albany, Levac was with the AFL Albany team. Don't even talk about Nashville team because now you got freaking Coquinos who's been coaching the AFL for a long time. So, they know what's going on and how it's supposed to be.
Those three teams, no issue, no problem. The rest of the league does not show what AFL standards are.
Well, where did West Texas play at home? Or were they on the road?
They were at home.
How'd that go?
West Texas.
I mean, did their cages and nets look okay?
Yeah. And they were painted yellow.
And Siegfried's there, so he knows what's supposed to happen and how it's supposed to look. So he is still there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but again, there are selective teams that go out there each and every week and bust their behind, and there are other teams that do just as well. They just financially can't do it as good as Albany, Orlando, and the big teams like Jacksonville and Arizona, Iowa. They just financially can't do it because they don't have it backing. And for me, who covers this industry, I look at it, I go, I see what you're trying to be, but where's the revenue coming from? 1,100 seats are not going to help you pay the bill. Just saying. Now, you guys in Wheeling are outdrawing most of these teams, and you guys are representing who you are because we know the future of Wheeling. We know what's next for this organization.
Yeah, we know where we're at now. We're not claiming to be something that we're not. We have nice stuff. We don't look like we belong here. We don't play like we belong here. We house all of our guys. All of our guys get paid. Guys get great treatment. Mm-hmm. We have cryotherapy, red light therapy, infrared sauna, localized cryo, the Novatech boot thingies.
We have a chance to get good film. I mean,
we have our own. We have Huddle, so we watch. We keep track of our own film. The things that teams at the level we're trying to go to are supposed to have, and they have that stuff. Team
and
doctor,
also,
workman's
and
comp.
also, you got these guys right here.
Here goes Flores in motion. Russell back to pass, launches one toward the end zone. Circus catch by Flores. Give him the hat trick on the night. Jeremiah.
You got those guys. So.
Probably one of the top broadcasts in the country.
Yes.
Easy. Easy.
And this week's only going to get better.
I'm still waiting for Jeff's interisms. Or where are you going to be? Are you gonna be like Tony Romo? Or are you gonna be like Chris Collinsworth? Come on, bro. We need to show something. Let's get talking about this coming weekend. Star Wars night in Wheeling. Big nights. Star Wars is always a big night. Who are Star Wars fans in the chat? Let us know. I know there's a lot of Star Wars fans in there. Saturday, May 4th, 7:05 kickoff, West Banco Arena. Any giveaways happening? Anything going on in that matter? Concerts? Lightsaber fights? People fighting to the death?
So we're auctioning off the game-worn jerseys, like we usually do. I say we, like most of the teams that have a specialty jersey, they auction them off.
Like Carolina and Jacksonville during these theme nights, yes.
Yeah. Same concept, same process with LiveSource. Getting that set up and all that is fun. We'll have our Star Wars jerseys tomorrow and get all the pictures uploaded of the jerseys and whatnot. So that'll be. I'm looking forward to that. That should be pretty cool. We got a different look that we'll look in our game. So that's pretty awesome. With the white, what's it, Stormtrooper? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Stormtrooper. My son gives me crap all the time because he catches me when I say Star Troopers. And so I'm like, shut up, dude. You're 11. You don't even know what the Star Wars is. But
that's funny.
So we got white Stormtrooper jerseys that look pretty cool. And then we're going with all white, like with the white pants and the white bottom socks and spat, all that good stuff, and with our black outline and logos and stuff on the jersey and the black helmets. They look pretty fire. Guys are gonna like it.
Yeah.
Time to execute
Order 66.
So we're killing all. Are we killing all the good guys? Come on. Order 66 is killing all the Jedis. Like, come on now.
Attack of the Clones.
So we got that, and then we got cool special appearance at halftime on a nice, cool video. Where can I find some Miner beer? It's in about seven local restaurants here right now, and then throughout some of the distribution for where do you think?
Kroger's Mountain Shawn, literally right out the road.
So Kroger down the road, got it there. Is that it?
That's the only place locally that I've
It's
seen.
the only place I know store-wise that has that. But yeah,
The
so
arena.
that's where you can get the arena.
The arena?
Yeah, the arena for sure.
Absolutely.
A couple of restaurants have it on draft.
Mhm.
A couple of restaurants have both. Obviously, you only can get the cans at Kroger. They're not tapping up anything at the grocery store.
You never know. I mean,
Are you trying to get a sponsor from Kroger there?
But so we got a cool video. It's a Darth Vader video, so that'll be pretty cool. We got a lot of Star Wars characters that will be there. We got a big like lightsaber fight at halftime with some of the characters. Will be pretty cool. Of course, our dance team, has a good routine that they got for Saturday. And then we got what else we got? Oh, we got Zane Run, the after party at River City, which is he's local, right?
Yep.
Yeah, local artist here in the area that I've seen him at one here at Generations. Great music. It's a lot of like 90s stuff too, right?
yeah.
So
90s, early 80s.
I was grooving to some of the music that they were playing, and then you got a lot of young kids over here listening. I'm like, you don't even know what this song is.
You weren't even born yet.
You never heard this? You got a lot of college kids here. They're like dancing to it or whatever, like the music or whatever. And it's like you ain't never heard this before in your life.
It's like Starship. That band, like, I've heard that. I'm like, oh yeah, Build the City on Rock and Roll, and it's like, how you know that song? It's like, I'm not that freaking young. I'm like Starship's been around for 4 decades. So like, come on now.
And we're gonna have some stuff on the stream as well, Star Wars oriented. So it'll be nice. JB was kind of messing around with some different things on that, so it'll be interesting. So
Going heavy with the Star Wars.
Yeah, it's it's warranted. I mean, there's only a few games in my career that actually had May 4th on a Saturday. It's obviously it's not every year, but
Yeah.
the way it's fell, it's been every few years where the 4th is on a Saturday.
It's a theme throughout indoor football right now. It's like there's a couple teams in the IFL that this week is Star Wars night because the game falls on the Saturday.
I saw someone post too that like the Star Wars theme is kind of overdone. I mean, yeah, but it's still Star Wars though. There's only a certain amount of brands that only certain vendors can do certain things with because of the licensing.
Correct.
So the jerseys, for instance, OT Sports out of Burlington, North Carolina, hold the only license agreement with Lucasfilms and Disney to be able to produce their sports jerseys. They've done it here for the Nailers, so they knew the area because the Nailers, our hockey team, which is in the second round of the playoffs, by the way, they have some jerseys for their Star Wars stuff, but they're across the country because they're the only licensed vendor that's allowed to do that. The last thing you want to do is get into a dispute war with Disney and Lucasfilms.
Yeah, you don't want to fight the mouse. Don't fight the mouse.
That ain't happening.
It's like what fight you want to fight, Disney or NFL. They'll both win because they have the money to win any type of lawsuit.
Yeah, and they and they have all the proper equipment at all times for everything that they need. So there's not a lack of equipment.
Based on what I can look right here, there are 5 indoor football league teams having Star Wars night this weekend. That's rare. You're right. What's the last time something fell on the 4th?
Not very often.
What, 7 years ago?
And what I'll say, we probably pissed off some people, but if they're not doing Star Wars night on the May 4th, May the 4th be with you.
That's a
Your
marketing
childhood
miss.
sucked, bro.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I haven't necessarily seen all the Star Wars, but I've seen most of them, right? So, and I probably fell asleep a couple of them, but for the most part, they were all pretty decent. Who would win, the Lions or the Miners? The Lions got some good players. It's a good organization. We would be prepared to play a team that we match up well against. I'll just say that. I'm not going to say, oh, we're going to kick their butt. We're always coaching to win the game. I'd say we win, but they got a good team, and I wish we were in that league because then we play all those teams and have a lot of success that we're still having. Coaching comes down to a lot of stuff. And Coach Daniels in Columbus is one of my guys. He played a long time in Columbus, of course, and Albany, but he was my DC with High Country Grizzlies. I think that was his first coaching, arena indoor coaching job. But heck of a dude. Love that guy, man. He's good people too. So the success that he's having, was cool for him to have his opportunity down there. Columbus is his first head coach job. So it'd be a good game. I know that. It could go either way. I'll say that.
Also, we're asking for some updates on Trey Williams.
So Tyree Williams will be back in action Saturday night. He just missed one game. He had a concussion. Is what it came down to. All of his tests were negative after that last game. Worked hard, went through concussion protocol. Trainers and everyone got him. Our medical team did a good job of monitoring him and getting him back and rehabbing him back and going through the steps of the process that we were supposed to do and all that. So
he was full go yesterday in practice. So
yeah, full go yesterday in practice. So that was pretty awesome. Looked good today. All symptoms are gone. He's pretty comfortable with some stuff. So I'm glad to have him back. He's a big part of our defense. Didn't really miss him too much last week. We would like to have him, of course, but it was good for him to miss a game and make sure he was healthy before he came back. And so it'd be good for him to come back where he got hurt at home. Excuse me. And get that. Whenever you get hurt, it sucks. That's in the back of your mind. However it happens or whatever the issue was, you're still going to think about it. So I'm glad it's at home. He gets to be comfortable at our house and get after it. He's looked good at practice, so he looks like himself. So it's a little bit different though when you go against someone else and you're going 100 miles an hour because we're not really trying to annihilate our own teammates at practice. And he's a thumper now. He's a solid dude. He'll just talk to you and you'll know, he's pretty solid. He's like the deepest bass.
Yeah, his voice gets you. You don't even know. You're like, whoa, where'd that come from?
If he talks to you, it's like, all right, man.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
I'll listen,
But he's a good kid. He's a good guy. Call kid, but they're half my age. But we have a overall for me, for our team, we're I'd probably say we're the highest character team that I've ever had across the board. There isn't anyone here that's, come on, man. Everyone's going to be not everyone's a rocket science like old RC over here. So, but they're good people. That doesn't necessarily make us the best football team in the country, right? Because if we were to play in the IFL or NAL, I know we got to upgrade a few spots. I've been doing this for a long time. I know what we need when we're in
Need a GM?
Yeah, and so when I don't, I just go to my fantasy football crew and let them kind of guide me in the right direction.
Put something together.
Who to sit, who to start. So, but in the league we're in now, hands down by far the best team across the board. We could. I don't want to talk too much junk, but it's not. This league isn't hard. It's a couple times you get bored. Jersey game was awesome. That was like a real game. We had I had to do little management stuff here and there and keep track of certain things. But that's fun to me. I like doing that. Our first game, I was bored. So they had a little kid in their bench area that was like getting the pad off and on the wall and making sure if it fell down, he'd go out and get it. I'm like, man, I hope they're paying you to do all this. And the players are like, man, we don't even get paid. And it's like, so I'm hard on our guys because all of our guys get paid. So I'm hard on them to the fact that if you think you're supposed to be playing at the next level somewhere, NFL, UFL, CFL, some IFL teams, if you feel like you should belong there, then you should dominate everyone that we play. Everyone across from you should embarrass them, and it should show, like, why are we even in this league? And that's why we're building what we're building, because at the end of the season, when it's all said and done, when we win a championship, I want, as a collective group family from our city, the community, our fans, players' family, like Mr. Johnson there, and our own eternal, that, where are we going, right? So we're trying to build everything that we're putting together here to be able to go wherever we want to go, not where we have to go. What's going to allow us to go. With our broadcast shows, our production. If you go to our home games, that's awesome. Coach has let us know that he wants the smoke from Carolina. Can't wait for you to play against Mass again. All that talk. I'm undefeated versus Mass, first and foremost. So I think the first game we played him in 19, it was 56-19. I think it was. But anyways, Chris, I think with Chris, so I got a love-hate relationship with that dude. He says some good stuff, and then he says some out his neck stuff. So it's like, dude, are we friends or do you hate me? Right? It's like the way he talks sometimes. It's like, I know you're talking junk, but are we cool or are we not cool? Because you give us props, you give me props too sometimes, and then you're like then I'm like that trash can over there against the wall. It's like, and I get it. I'm cool with the competition. I'm cool with the trash talk. Just don't sweet talk me, like, to my face and then dog me behind my back. That's all I ask. Like, if it's a F you, tell me F you and slap me in the face, and let's keep it moving. At least I know where we stand. Right? You can't ask for anything more. That's in life itself. But Chris does a good job of covering the stuff for the Cobras. I played the Cobras. I know most of those guys on that team. Most of the people that are involved in the organization, had been brought on by me. So, I got love for the Cobras all the time.
What would the name of that game be? The Battle of the Haircuts?
Battle of the Haircuts. No, I'll make sure I have a good haircut then.
Where
Coach Negrone will never beat me at is our shoe game. No way that he could even come close, because I had to keep him a few times from getting some of them dad New Balance shoes. And I'm like, bro, like, you can't wear those. You're not wearing those on game day, dude. You just not happening. But he does a good job, man. I'm excited for him. Chris gives me a hard time because I ranked them preseason at third place. I just know what they're going against. I know who else is in the league. They had a good showing against Sioux City, or the Bandits, whatever the heck they're called. But Omaha's tough. Are they still undefeated, Omaha Beef?
Yep.
And they're solid. So
Their QB is the reason.
I was gonna say Tommy Armstrong.
Tommy Armstrong's legit, yeah.
Oh, he's a dog, man. He is like a younger Arvell Nelson on crack. Maybe not on crack, but he's a baller. Like he is just as athletic, but younger, so he's not as fragile.
He reminds me a lot of Neil when he was with the Barnstormers. Like, he reminds me a lot of that.
Yeah, but I was watching Neil, and I had this thought to me, because he's with
Tommy has
Bay
a better
Area.
arm.
Exactly.
Neil's in Bay Area, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Daquan Neal, yeah.
When I was just watching him in the game, I'm like, dang, he looked solid. And to think that he played with the stinking High Country Grizzlies in 2018. Ain't that crazy?
Hey, they get better as they age, apparently.
I mean, like, okay, Sam is another one. Like, he started pretty good, won the job outright.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been dumb to start the other dude over him because he had a great camp and looked good from the start. He just got banged up a little bit. You know, O-line kind of sucked some at that point, and he was getting banged up, and then just got rattled a little bit, and then starts to make rookie mistakes. You know, rookies at some point is going to make some mistakes, and it's just a matter: can you battle through it, or is it going to snowball, and is it just going to linger? And I just think it was tough. Maybe I didn't give him enough time to fight through it, but we're also in a moment where we can't lose more games because we're fighting to still make the playoffs. And then I look back on it, and it's like, shoot. I mean, Sam's a dog, man. Like, there isn't many quarterbacks in the league in the IFL that are better than Sam Castronova.
I said that coming into the regular season.
Yeah, they're just not. And Coach Manas and them, and they're doing a great job through the weeks of getting everything and putting themselves in a position to get better. And it's not even the fact of getting better; it's just the style, right? All it took was Coach Fuller a little bit to get offensively together from the indoor style, and the same on the defensive side, because most of the time the offense wasn't terrible. The defense was having a hard time stopping people, but now they're getting locked in. They're getting some bodies in place.
So they just got Love from Arizona. So,
Yeah, they just brought in Love from Arizona.
Davenport.
Davenport.
I'm excited about one of our main guys who had an opportunity to come. Was actually getting recruited by a couple teams. And so I just reached out to San Antonio. I was like, look, man, a couple teams are calling about my guy. Do you want to check him out? You know, he's a heck of a player, needs an opportunity, and he's only like 4 hours from San Antonio is where his home's at. Denison.
Oh, that's
Denison,
perfect.
Texas. Yeah, so like I told him, I said, you can go to either one of those teams that you want, but how cool would it be to be close to the house and play? Because he hasn't ever been able to be close to home like that where his family could see. Where his family could see him play. So there's a lot of variables involved. And then they're on the up and coming. You know, San Antonio is going to be there at the end. How far they make it, you know, it's hard because the West is very unpredictable, right? Because any one of those teams can win anytime. But San Antonio is building something that's, you know, pretty awesome and making some stuff happen and making some moves. Unlike some other teams that are in the Eastern Division that just can't seem to figure it out. I won't say anything because I don't want to hurt your feelings, but it's the elephant in the room, but we all know what it is. But no, it's cool, you know. So Javon Johnson's dad that's who that was that came up. You know, he when I first I met his son at one of the FAF events. And was looking to get him to come with me to Tucson. And, you know, for whatever reason, it was dragging their feet, you know, for us to sign him or whatever. But I'm glad I didn't because then I ended up not going to Tucson and then going to Wheeling. And so he was the first one I called. I was like, look, man, you know, this is what we talked about doing, but this is the situation I'm going to now. And it's where you play college football at. So, you know, what do you think? And it was hard for them to make that choice. And he's real family oriented, and I know that he talked with them. And there was a lot of questions at first on how that would work out, especially with our league. And then you look up our league, and you're like, oh, like I don't know if this is, you know, I don't know if this is going to be a part of it. And everything I sold from the get go was the league sucks. Okay. Where the places that we're playing in, I've never played in those places, so I really don't know what to expect. I just know it's not the way it's supposed to be. I know I've always talked junk to teams that play in that and say they play Raiden football. So, and then here I am, the first game, I'm walking into Steel City, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this is stupid. But I just got to focus and think of like what we're building. So we built this here the only way I know how, through the community, make sure the players are taken care of, and if the players are taken care of and have everything they need, the sky's the limit. Now, if you're worrying about where you're sleeping and what you're eating and who knows what else you're worrying about, and on top of your sacrifices that you're missing because you're away from home, that's hard when you gotta go day to day figuring out what your next move is. And then, oh yeah, by the way, I gotta go to practice, right? Because that's why I'm here. so we try to create that environment that like guys don't want to leave. Like, yes, it sucks. We only got one more crappy place to play in.
It's the better of the three, though.
But it's the better of the three in our opinion. And AJ and them do a great job. It's streamed so everyone will be able to watch that game. We all don't have to answer those questions all day for 2 days straight about the streaming, because it sucks, because that is a universal thing. Like everyone that's worth a dang streams their games, right? It doesn't really take a whole lot to do that. To do it the right way, it does, but to do it, that just takes time and someone willing to do it. So, but to do it the right way, it takes a lot of work. And like Jeff and Chris and them and JB, they put a lot of stuff into this. JB does a lot of stuff behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see with certain things. So
there's that Media Day Tuesday.
Yeah.
Media Day Tuesday. He was doing stuff, taking pictures.
Yeah, yesterday they came down and took some headshots, some still shots and some video shots and stuff like that, because just another aspect to add to what we're doing with the broadcast and with the Jumbotron and the different video stuff. They have their green screen there, so I'm sure they probably did a couple of cool things to the players and for Jumbotron shots. And so overall, it's people know what we're doing, what we're putting it together. You can watch our broadcast and see our arena looks good, field looks solid, ads look good, everything's clean. For the most part, we bought those dasher pads from somebody else, and I'm brand new. But
the blue's nice though.
The blue's cool, but there's teams that just put it up and don't do anything over their dashers. So first of all, are you not focusing on the business side?
Free advertising.
You're not selling anything. First of all, there's no reason why all the pads aren't covered. So we made it a point to make sure all of our stuff was covered. We had a couple odd and end little pads and half pads that didn't have stuff on them, but we made sure that it wasn't visible. Not necessarily a company ad on there, but it was made to where it wasn't visible, so where you could see, well, that's such and such city, or we missed a couple, but it wasn't distasteful. It was, you had to really pay attention to what you were looking at to see it. But for the most part, it was clean and it looked good. So any league for future stuff that sees our stuff could see that. Well, they're obviously putting a lot of effort and work into it, because that stuff's not cheap to do. So if they're putting that together for the broadcast, their arena facility looks nice. So obviously they got a great staff there that know what to do and understand the process. Even if they don't know, they learn and then they continue it and make it work. The businesses that we have as partners, our community partners, you can see most of them on our dasher ads and our turf ads. So you can do your research and look at the team as just what they're doing to see what kind of organization that is. Now, obviously, then you got to go into who the owners are and the financials and all that stuff. But regardless, I feel like for us, we're in a situation this year that Columbus did last year, where they took a step back, not necessarily back, but put themselves in a situation to where they can gather themselves for the business, and then go on to what they're doing this year. And they work hard. I talked to Casey earlier today about some stuff, and they're still trying to recover, getting stuff in order, and it was tough for them losing their coach that had been there for 16 some years or something like that. They did everything. When someone leaves that done everything, that means someone else has to do it now, and not necessarily they understand or know everything that the previous person was doing. So now you got to freaking get all that figured out and all that dynamic and because you still got to put on a product. You still got to put a product on the field and put a show together. So ultimately, we try to take all that stuff together, and and here we are. So
I do know that we have a guest that we need to be on the show. Want to get RC? Is RC still here, or did he get drunk already?
Oh no, he's here. RC don't drink.
I don't know.
He's 54, and he's like a men's health fitness guru dude, and so I don't think he wouldn't. If he was drinking, he wouldn't be able to play football.
Sure. Touche. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, RC Everbeck will be on the show.
The Wheeling Miners return this Saturday, May 4th at West Banco Arena.
May the 4th be with you, as our theme for Saturday night is Star Wars night.
We are currently 3-0 on our season, ready to make it 4-0 at our next game.
You can purchase your tickets at westbancoarena.com.
Kickoff starts at 7, but the doors will open at 6.
And don't forget about the after party right here at River City.
Wheeling, West Virginia, we are Zane Run, and we're the official after-party band for the Wheeling Miners.
This is where the fun begins.
return this Saturday, May 4th at West Banco Arena.
May the 4th be with you, as our theme for Saturday night is Star Wars night.
We are currently 3-0 on our season, ready to make it 4-0 at our next game.
You can purchase your tickets at westbancoarena.com.
Kickoff starts at 7, but the doors will open at 6.
And don't forget about the after party right here at River City.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and RC Everbeck. Hello, my old friend. How are you doing?
What's going on, Jim? How are you?
How you feeling? Staying up?
Good. Good.
No aches, no pain.
I didn't say that. Like at all.
So how's the season going for you, man?
I will tell you, any bump you get, any little bruise, like you'll end up being like infected or like water on the knee, or like just it's like 3 times as long to recover. But season's going great. Having a really good time. I know that I did set a record of sorts, so I'm the number 6 all-time professional football player, like in age, which is kind of cool. Like it can't go away. But these are kind of like, again, I'm in that group of, hey, put me in for a play, guys. So
The
I'm in that
stepping
group.
stones,
Right
that's all
now.
they are.
Yeah.
Stepping stones. You're getting there. You're getting where
Yeah,
you need to
no,
be.
sure. And but they got put in, so they showed up. I don't know. I was gonna do a count on how many plays I'm at right now. I think I'm somewhere in the 30s. It's been, mostly special teams. I did some defense in the first game. Then we had a tight game against the Jersey, against the Bearcats, and and I kind of had this elbow thing. So check this out. So I went down for a tackle. I took a guy down, and I landed on his face mask. And they were looking at it like, oh, that's kind of deep, but let's just put a bandage on it. So that was on a Friday. Then fast forward to the next Thursday, like this like ooze is coming out of my arm, right? Then by Friday, I'm like, it's like hurting and the whole thing's swollen. I'm like, what is going on? So I ended up getting a staph infection. And then it's a little graphic, but I was trying to squeeze the fluid out, and this meat popped out, like from my arm. And I'm like, what is that? I thought it was pus, and I like tried to pull it, and it was like arm meat. Anyway, so they stuffed it back in, and just antibiotics. It was a staph infection. So, I mean, of course, only me, right? It can never be easy, but no, the experience has been fantastic. Coach Rez has come through with everything that he said he would. The organization is fantastic. The documentary's going great. And in fairness, I've had to look at it because I haven't gotten the playing time that I wanted. And I have to evaluate, why is that? And part of it, I think, is I am learning a brand new sport. It wasn't until Coach Mott threw a penalty on me in practice because as a jack, the position I played, one of the inside linebackers, you can only go 6 yards. If you go over that, there's a penalty. And I guess I just go tearing out of there because I'm used to that, right, from playing safety and stuff. So he throws a penalty on me, and the whole team gets penalized. And I'm like, oh, I won't do that again. I've been learning the hard way a lot of things, but it seems that Coach Mott, and he's the defensive coordinator. We call him Coach G. He's recognizing I have the drive and the desire and physicality. Says I'm like, Coach, what do I need to do? He's like, well, you need to be more flexible. So I committed to 45 minutes of stretching every day to get that. And, I've been working through massaging and going to Thrive and doing like ice baths and just saunas and chiropractic. And I mean, it's the whole deal. But, and then with that, he's been actually coaching me. Like if my steps are off, like how I take off from one position, if my feet are too light, I go, no, back, do it again. Like I'm being coached. Do you know what I mean? Like with a sincere, you can tell he's a sincere interest in making me better. He is my coach, Going forward, 20 years from now, he will have been my defensive coordinator, the guy who coached me. And he's really, at first, I can't say what was going through his head, but he's probably like, what's this all about? But we've kind of, I feel like we've turned a corner to where he's, he really does care. And he's been checking my stuff. And
he's a vocal coach. He'll tell you if something's wrong.
Right.
He's Coach Juan's extremely vocal.
Yeah. And I think at first he was like, kind of hands off. And then he's like, telling me that I'm wrong. But now more often he's telling me I'm right. Mm-hmm. Or like, great job. That was fantastic. He even said things like, just have fun, which is like something you don't say when somebody's, screwing up all the time. So, and then in my experience, as a college player, I had that too. I think I played it wasn't until the third game where I got the, on the chin strap, technicality. I just went running in. And I think it was game 3 before I even saw the field. So put in the time and put in the work, definitely working with it. And it's paying off. I'm a fast learner. The gym's helping out. Obviously, being in shape is really working out. I have the fitness, just not the experience as a jack linebacker inside this box doing these things. I have plays down. I don't make mistakes on those. There's no mental errors really. But there is learning. Even today, it was if you do this one thing, you're supposed to go from 2 to 1, which is what you're supposed to look at receivers. So I ask the questions, and my teammates are super supportive. JJ, who plays in front of me, fantastic.
So it's an easy transition so far. You're not being like thrown out, and the Wolves are like, "Good luck."
Right. And in fairness, I think that it's been tempered. Not too like the first game was like, let's see how it goes. Like first practices were like, let's throw a big hit on him and see if he can stand up. I think Coach Rez did that. And that's a story for another day. He won't admit it, but he did it. So then like he's like, all right, he can make a hit now. Can he, do this? So we've gone through and it's been, gradually more responsibility and this and that. And as far as I feel like my progress is going, I think it's going well. Now the film, this is something interesting that sort of came up because we are looking for for the movie, we're looking for sponsors insofar as it takes money to make a film, but Coach Rez has been kind enough to bring me around to the people that are already working with the team and said, hey, look, before you go on a bigger scale to just people we don't know, like Nike or whatever, big companies. Why don't we give the companies we're already working with the opportunity to, be in this? Like, how can we work together? How can we solve some problems? And that's been really, really great. The response has been really good. People our film crew, like it's taken the same trajectory as the last one. It's starting off small because it was small. It was me in my living room. Chris, like, you want to play? I'm like, yeah.
But hey, you look at this way: independent media, independent rappers, independent country songs are starting to become bigger than actual people who are contract.
I mean,
that's the new thing now. It's independent contracting, or for instance, if you just go independent by yourself, you could end up being big time, depending on your following. It's like you don't need the big record deals anymore. You don't need MGM. You don't need. It'd be nice, but you don't need them though.
And the thing is, like, I've really, like I thought I was excited to come to Wheeling and be in this community, the Ohio Valley. And now that I'm here, I love it. Like, the people are great. Like,
Will you move from LA to Wheeling, though?
No. I mean,
weather's too crazy for you.
I'm not making a career out of this. I'm a filmmaker, and, just like every other dude out there, and the women too, like anybody over like say 23. Like I'm like, we can do this, guys. I'm gonna prove it to you. Like, let's go. So where some guys are looking to go to the IFL or the next level up in football, I'm looking to accomplish, make this film, and that isn't why the reason I'm here. I wanted to know if I could do it because I love playing football. But for all of us, like, what's the extent of how far can we go? I mean,
correct.
It's rough and it's great and it's everything that football should be. But it's also like, the drive, the determination, and where I was going with that. I actually just lost my train of thought, but I was at the stadium.
Happened.
Stop eating those digestible plastics. I was at the stadium watching the Nailers. We were cheering them on. We had some good seats. We bought some tickets, to support them, and we went down to watch the Nailers, which is the local hockey team. And might have been more, 5 people who said, hey, because I was wearing 20 at the time, not the 54 jersey. Hey, 20 or ARC. I'm like, hey, oh, you don't know me. My name's Chris, but great job out there. I'm like, wait, what? Like, they're picking me out of a crowd. Like, it's just bizarre. And it's so cool. Like, the fans here are like really, really into it. And we've only had the one game, local. There's, of course, the coaches show, which I episode 3.
Very, very early. Very early.
Early on before, when I was still in LA with y'all. But know the fan base here, like people love football. Like
Football
call me
town.
out like, hey, we saw a game, do kickoffs and this. But even though like what's going on it's everything Coach Russ said. It's a football town. It's a football community. We've been to 3 Rotary clubs, Chamber of Commerce. We're planning some events.
Oh, you're running for office now too, RC?
No, we're just no, I'm not. We just showed up. We were invited. We showed up, and then we ended up being asked back to speak and stuff. I guess it's just an interesting thing that we're doing as a team, being in the town, delivering on the promises that Coach Rez and Chris Duffy, the owner, one of the owners, the principal owner, made. Delivering. We're going to do this. Oh shoot, we're actually doing it, and then some, to a higher level. They are truly under promising and over delivering, and people love it. They love it here, and with good reason. It's when someone keeps their word and delivers something as exciting as this. That's fantastic.
Well, I know it sounds like people are getting ready in generations for something. I guarantee some hockey playoffs are about to be on.
Yep.
Probably some NBA playoffs. So I guarantee that place is about to be popping with action. So, RC, you're going to close down the show. Yeah, hopefully they win. Hopefully they win.
He says that West Virginia take me home. Go ahead.
No, I'm not going to do it. No, not yet. Not yet.
Hey, turns out they don't take the AARP card here. I was like flashing it around like, yeah, bro. No.
But with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an hour long of Through the Wire. Sorry for the delay. Happens. Technology, and oh yeah, we're adults. We have adult life things to do. So remember to get your tickets now for this Saturday's action, Star Wars Night at WesBanco Arena, 7:05. Get there early. Jersey auctions or jersey giveaways at the after the game, correct? Hopefully you're not giving it away before the game, then the players won't have jerseys to wear.
It's a jersey giveaway, and then we're going to auction player jerseys. So if you want to bid, I'm 54.
Okay. Then you'll see Jedis or Sith Lords get killed at halftime, so that's going to be pretty cool with a lightsaber battle.
Yeah. That's going to be awesome.
But with that, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 13, 10, 12, 13.
11.
Too many episodes. 11, probably. 11, so episode 11. With that, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 11 of Through the Wire. We'll be back next week at the original start time. So to the people at Generations, enjoy your NBA, NHL playoffs. And to the fans of Wheeling, go support your team. Undefeated 3-0. Unlike my team here, you guys have wins, and I don't. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Be safe. We'll see you guys next week.
The Wheeling Miners return this Saturday, May 4th at WesBanco Arena.
May the 4th be with you, as our theme for Saturday night is Star Wars Night.
We are currently 3-0 on our season, ready to make it 4-0 at our next game.
You can purchase your tickets at WesBancoArena.com.
Kickoff starts at 7, but the doors will open at 6.
And don't forget about the after party right here at River City.
Wheeling, West Virginia, we are Zane Run, and we're the official after party band for the Wheeling Miners.